episode 15 of the No Spoilers podcast. The return of the live intros.
Hey!
Sort of.
That'll be gone soon.
We'll figure out. We'll figure something out. We used to do. I don't know if anyone remember them. If you go back and watch the earlier podcast, we actually used to do a live intro.
Yes.
I think Richard did one as well. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That? He did the Susanna and Volcano. That was the drunk episode. I think it was episode 5.
Was it? Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was funny.
Wow.
We had Ryan off.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The return of the Pika Brew as well.
I'm not on the brew today.
Not on the brew, you're on the water, kid.
On the top ups.
On the top ups. Yeah, this it did that thing where you put hot liquid in too fast and it just split straight down the middle and around the sides. But I put super glue on this morning, so it should be okay. But if the cup just smashes halfway through and starts leaking, then you know why.
Leaky. Be fine.
So yeah, this is like the second week of off the cuff.
The off the cuff
We
podcast.
literally don't know what we're going to talk about. We've organised 5 minutes before, but as you noticed, we've got some nice velvet.
It feels really nice.
Soft. It probably help the sound actually as well. Since
Yeah,
we're talking at
soak
the
it in.
table, and soften it a little bit. That's still going to sound echoey because we're still working on building the studio.
Totally.
So this week, Dan,
Yes.
I thought we'd take the SNES games on the table. Why is the SNES games on the
Oh
table?
well, it could be because Nintendo have announced the SNES Mini.
Yeah, well, have they actually announced it?
Well, I don't know.
We should have actually reset
Yeah, that's true,
before
we
we
should
speak about it. So there's rumours going
There's
around at
talks.
least of a SNES Mini coming out.
We don't do our research. This is off the cuff.
It's off the cuff. This is
It's all from memory.
What's the top up thing called? What's it called? The show, Movie Phones, Unscripted. It's unscripted.
Unscripted.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Dan's been playing Yooka Laylee a lot.
I have.
So we're going to.
I actually played an actual ukulele the other day.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
was.
How many people do you think don't even make the connection that like it's banjo
Oh, come
kazoo?
on. Banjo and
Banjo,
kazoo. Yeah.
A ukulele.
Yeah.
A Yooka and a Laylee. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we could talk a little bit about the Gameboy's anniversary.
Well,
Since that was the other day. That's been our most popular Instagram post as of today. I think we're on 104 likes, which is
Cool.
nothing compared to
No,
some
but
people. But for
it's
us,
a lot for us.
No, we've been growing a lot on social media the past couple of weeks because we've really been pushing it.
Yes.
And it's great. It's really
It's fun. It's positive.
it's morale boosting. It really makes you want to like knuckle down and really concentrate on your work.
Totally.
So we'll talk about that. And if you hear rumblings going on, it's probably because I'm starving. I've had no food yet. So,
There's a rumbly in my
so what should we tackle first? SNES Mini?
SNES Mini.
Okay, SNES Mini. So the NES Mini, that sounds like I've never called it that. The NES Mini was released last Christmas. It was a holiday, well, I'd say it was a holiday success, but it wasn't. It was a holiday success for scalpers.
Yeah.
People who just want to buy it and resell it, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we live in, well, not live in, but it's unfortunate that we're into a hobby where it's so easy to manipulate I suppose it's present with everything really, but I feel like video games, especially the past 5 or 6 years,
There seems
been
to
a
just
boost.
be. I feel like it's one of those things. Like there's so many of them. There's cheap ones to like really expensive ones. There's common ones to rare ones.
and that's all through fault of the industry really,
Yeah.
because like, you know, some of the rarer games, especially on the older systems, they're only expensive now because the industry didn't have the foresight to predict how well the game's going to do. And again, that's not necessarily the industry's fault, because if you've got a small developer who can't afford to print loads of games, then you are going to have, you know, like Link to the Past, for example, isn't going to be as well printed as some of the lower end games that came out, obviously. So the lower end games do turn to the rare ones, and you know, just
if it's a flop, then there's not going to be many
and
many
even games that
orders.
come out towards the end of the console's life cycles as well. They tend to help. But yeah, the NES Mini, without going on too much of a tangent, last year at Christmas they came out and scalpers were just like all over that shit. So if you don't know what the NES Mini is, you've been living under a rock. It's a smaller version of the NES, which is essentially plug and play. So you just plug it straight into your telly. It's 30 games, 30 of the most popular NES games preloaded.
You can play
You can, yeah.
your old cartridges on it.
It's slightly
as well,
bigger
though.
than an NES cartridge. I
Right.
think. I never got one because scalpers. oh my god, I'm so gassy today. Indigestion or something. So yeah, I think it's just bigger than the NES cart, so you can put your own one in, but it's like a 70% size reduction, something like that. And it got discontinued the other day. Nintendo discontinued it, so everyone was like, "Oh, that's a shame," because I really wanted one, and obviously the scalpers are
going to charge
short of the
for it or
market.
whatever.
But then it came out the reason they were being discontinued is because there's talks of a SNES Mini coming out this holiday season. Hopefully Nintendo have the foresight to print enough
many copies,
but they shouldn't have to. That's the thing. I feel like they predict enough, but they don't account for people who are just going to buy 5 of them.
Yeah.
And then keep one and sell 4, and then they've made money off getting a system. Like it's always seemed backwards to me. I mean, I've been tempted to do it. Don't get me wrong, but there's something morally wrong about it.
Yeah. When
you're really into the industry, same with, like I said, it applies to any industry really. Concerts. I tried to get Ed Sheeran tickets earlier this year and sold out in 2 seconds because you've got people buying 5 of them. And was that a live shout out?
It was.
It is mentioned by Robert Paul from Team. Well, actually, we should probably just shout.
My live date failed, so
we're doing live shout outs basically for the social media. So if you're lucky enough to follow us while we're secretly recording, we get a little shout out. So yeah, I feel we should be called the Tangent Podcast because we just totally go off on one. I forgot what I was even speaking about. So yeah,
Ed Sheeran
tickets. So yeah, I tried to get Ed Sheeran, and people buying like 10
Celine
of them.
Dion and everything. Like they sell out like that, and almost near enough 50% probably just buy extra tickets just to sell them on for a higher price. So yeah, it's a dirty business.
They need to account for that, but at the same time, they don't. Like it's the Amiibo crisis of 2014, whatever that was. Again, the same, trying to get a Wii Fit trainer and the fucking Villager and what was the other Marth was the other rare one I think from the first line. Because people just buy. Nintendo did put something in place for the 3rd generation of Amiibos, I think, where they only allow you to buy one per customer, but there's ways around that. There's ways around doing that. One pair of dress would be better, but that would thin it down. One pair of dress, but at the same time, you can get them ordered.
Yeah.
There's not getting this ordered to your house, but you just keep ordering for me. It's shady and it's wrong. And like I said, it's a shame that it happens in our industry because I love games and I just want to buy them. I want to be able to. I want them to be accessible to me.
Worst is when you find a game like Starwing, say, and someone says, or someone thinks, that's an old game. I'll get 20 quid for that. Yeah. And it's like, that is not a £20 game. That is a £5.
I think I actually got Starwing for £3, like a cash converter, which was.
I was gonna say, like the Starwing, I'd say is like £5, like sort of. Is it like locked in price kind of? That's not a deal. That's like a kind of average asking price. I would expect. Yeah.
But yeah, people. It's all down to a couple of years ago when someone managed to somehow sell a copy of Mario for like £100 or something like that. All over the papers, and then all the media.
It's stupid people sell it for a high price, and then stupid people buy it for that price, and then try and sell it for an even higher price.
It's like it's pages like Lad Bible and Unilad and the people who really don't understand the industry at all. When they mark
zero interest. It's just it's ridiculous how many people how many guys like our age freak out over mate, remember that sound when the PlayStation 1 started, and it's like do you remember it? Remember it from yesterday when I put the PS1 on? Yeah, it's ridiculous. We're so cynical.
I know, but at the same time, it can't go on. I feel like there'll be a drop off eventually. I'm guessing between PS4 and PS5, there'll be a drop off for a couple of years, I reckon. People will just get sick of it. It did sort of drop a little bit in 2015, but again, it's back up now because you've got the likes of the NES Mini and stuff coming out. But it's just ridiculous, and we could talk for hours about the state of the industry. But what we're here to talk about is the SNES Mini, which I'm gonna try my hardest to get one. The NES Mini, I was born into the SNES. So I missed the NES. I've got
Same.
one, and I've got games for it, and play it.
This 16-bit era.
But 16 was where we were
better.
born. We need to do our daily Instagram challenge, actually.
We do.
Remembering that. We started it yesterday, and the first one was the first game we ever owned. We were born into the 16-bit era, so that holds the most nostalgia for me. So that I can justify buying that. An NES Mini, I bought an NES a couple of years ago to play the games that I missed out on. But yeah, it's... We live in the middle of a city centre, and so if there's any crazy
homeless and drug addicts tend to hang around our house.
So if you hear any profanity not from us, then it's...
He's just loved me! Oh, remember that one?
It's terrible.
Great.
Tangent.
Yeah.
Should have a tangent counter. We've gone on a tangent, we'll talk about tangents now.
Tangent. Let's get a little tangent.
Tangent cube. Yeah, so I probably will try and get an SNES Mini. It's just convenience. Like years ago, I was a proper elitist. I was like, right, if you want to play this game, you've got to pay. You want to play like Shining Force 3, you're buying a Saturn and you're buying it, like the copy. Refuse to emulate anything. But it gets to a point where you're like, why am I spending this much money? It's the same game, and then you realise
there's too many games to play now.
Exactly, what was that? Yeah.
I can't justify it. If it's something I really wanted, I probably would buy it if I had the money, to spare. But now, if it's I'm not gonna. Let me think of a game I haven't played that's expensive.
I was using Shining Force.
I was gonna say Suikoden 2 or whatever. I'm not gonna buy that. I'm just
love
not
to
gonna
play
buy
it.
Yeah, same. I'd love to.
I turned around one day and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tackle the Suikoden series. I'm not prepared to go on eBay and give someone £300 for
not when I can just download an emulator and a ROM and then play it on a DualShock 4 controller. So comfy.
Cartridges are fine. I don't mind buying cartridges off people. It's discs where I draw the line, especially with Saturn games and Dreamcast games and PS1 games, because they could come in any condition. Yeah, you could pay £50 for a game and it comes and it jumps. Like PS1 games are so jumpy, unless you've got a pristine copy. I can't stop burping.
Well, you.
It's not loud burps. It's just sort of doesn't talk a lot. We say a lot as well.
We do.
But yeah, emulators years ago, I wouldn't touch them. I'd be like, whatever. The other day I was like, you know what? I really want to play Minish Cap. So I just got the GBA4 iOS. Just started playing Minish Cap on my phone. So I was like, why not? It's still the same game. You're still experiencing the story and the graphics, sort of. The platform, I'm not really too fussed about anymore. Some games, like for example Kirby Fun Pack, I would love to own the physical one because it's probably one of my favourite games of all time, especially for the SNES. And if it did come across one, I would buy it if I had the money there, just for collector's sake. But I'm out of that mindset now of wanting to collect everything physically, because one, the storage I've noticed is a killer. This bed sheet over here is just, it's got a box full of PS2 games in it. I'm just keeping them, storing them. If you had a full house to yourself, and you wanted to pimp it out, you wanted the gaming room with shelves,
like a big, nice, massive.
And you see them on Instagram, people's rooms full of shelves, and the games are all. I'd love that more than anything, but at this moment in time,
it's not financially viable.
It's not, the retail space, you just can't. Before I lived in I was living in my mum's. I just had one little room, and I'd stack everything on top, and it'd be up to the ceiling, and then there'd be shelves brimmed with games, and just so I could sort of feel like I was like a collector. But it's just not.
There's too much to collect.
There is too much, far too much. I feel like unless you focus, if I wanted the full SNES collection, I'd have to get rid of my PS2 games, PS1. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to back catalogue it. But with the SNES Mini, it's just handy to have sort of nostalgia box just set up, plug and play. Don't have to keep all the cartridges
plug
spread
and play
out
is
everywhere.
You've got that Mega Drive plug and play
in
the living room thing. So I was in on my own the other day, and I couldn't be bothered setting any plugging anything in or like setting anything up. I just wanted to have a little noodle while I was waiting for a couple of our friends to come home. The plug and play was there, so I was just literally plugged it in.
Golden Axe.
Started playing. It was great.
It is good.
Had a little session of Golden Axe.
And that's the thing. It's going to come with 30 of the most popular SNES games, which some of them are here. I know Super Mario World, All Stars, Zelda, Yoshi's Island, Metroid, Starwing, Mario Kart. All the first party titles will be on there, and they're the greatest games on the SNES. Lion King, Mickey Mania, stuff like that. You know, the cartridges are there. It just saves you having all these games spread out everywhere, and you can just access them like that. Super Mario World, you play a few worlds, you want to change game, no problem. You have to get up, eject it, put it back on the shelf where it's meant to be, get the game you want, take it back, and then vice versa. It's just all there. And if you do want to play Mickey Mania, you know, pop it in the top.
Just get it out,
Not a problem. So I'll probably try and get a SNES Mini if I can. We can probably try and review it as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And the hardware is newer, is another thing. Still got my original SNES from when I was younger. So I imagine some of the components are on the way out now. Still works fine, but I imagine some of the components are going. I bought a new SNES a couple of years ago. Remember in Leeds when you lived in Leeds, just for the sake of having one that was boxed and in good nick. SNES Mini, brand new components, brand new chipboard, brand new connectors. You know, it's ideal. Like soon we'll have everything soon. I feel like we're in this wave of nostalgia, and we have been for since the PS3 came out. And we always will be, and that's what's going to keep generating them. But we have like, you know, every year a SNES book comes out, like a PS1 collection comes out.
This sort of the time period that we're in, like the past decade, it's like businesses are like seeing that are like more onto it now, that is the way to there's a little bit of a buffer, isn't there? Sell. There's a buffer because people who are in the industry notice it first, because we always say like, why can't they just be remastered? Like, they're so stupid that they can't just figure out that's what people want, and eventually they do. But it's like, what are they doing in them offices that they're so slow to get onto things? Crash Bandicoot. It's the people who got
It's taken them how long to get a Crash Bandicoot trilogy released? And they port Final Fantasy VII's a perfect example. How many ports of Final Fantasy VII had there been before they made the remake? E3 a couple of years ago. I think there's going to be a Final Fantasy VII. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't E3, was it? It was like a different expo, but they announced that
it was E3.
It was, where they were porting the PC versions of PS4.
PS4, yeah, and and people were like getting hyped, and then it's like, why are you doing that? And then I was like, I'm still definitely going to buy it because. You know, and we did.
And we platinumed it in a week.
It's like I want that plat. Like, it's nice to have it there. Like I can just access it instantly on my PS4 if I want to play that game. I was fuming though because you were like, "Oh my god, lads!" Because you were on the phone to me or something. I think.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "What?" And you were like, "Lads." I was behind. I think on the stream.
You were a couple of seconds.
And you were like, "Oh my god!" And then you were like, "Oh no, wait!" And it was like it came on. I was we totally like we're about to freak out. Then next year, then they announced the remake.
2015 was a good year.
And I'd given at that point when like I'd given up all hope because I was one of those people who've been like I'd signed petitions, all sorts to get like Final Fantasy VII like a remake, and I give up hope in the end, and then as soon as I gave up hope they announced it and I was like, wait, and now I'm a little bit worried about it, but
I'm sure
I'm bound to be worried about it.
Sure it'll be fine.
As long as I don't care if I just want it to be good. I still want it to be bad. I'll be really sad if it's bad. Like
you'd be really sad if it's bad.
I will.
Bad sad?
Sadly bad.
I think we've covered everything on the SNES Mini, really. Do you reckon you'll get one?
No.
Choose mine.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up sticking it in the living room anyway because
that'd be great. Like,
love just chilling and being able to just whacking on.
Totally.
As soon as we get a better telly for the living room.
Yeah, we do need
a really good one.
Big one.
Do you want to talk a little bit about ukulele? Actually, can I call an unprofessional toilet break?
Yeah, because I want a top up.
Right, we'll see you in a sec. And we're back.
And
we've swapped roles. You've got a brew.
I've got a brew.
A top up.
You've got a
So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about ukulele.
Sure.
Bear in mind, I've played none yet.
Right, okay. So, if you've played Banjo-Kazooie, you've played Yooka-Laylee, this is 60 frames in 1080p.
It's got trophies.
And it's got trophies.
We only care about achievements.
don't only care about achievements. It just gives me more incentive to play the game. When there's that many games to play with achievements, I'm going to play the ones with achievements because I'm going to get the most fun out of it. Can I just say, I was on the phone to my dear friend Rob yesterday, and he was like, I kind of feel like he doesn't want to admit that he wants to play it like so much. Well, he's told me that he wants to play it now, but he didn't really want to admit it at first, I don't think, because it's quite childish looking and stuff, whereas it's really good for kids to get into because it's what we used to play when we were kids.
That was the idea of the game.
It is literally, and it's the best Kickstarter because this is genuinely what they said they would do. They've delivered. I can't fault it. Like literally the only things I can't even fault that, because reviews were coming out early before they'd patched the game before release. They patched the game before release. It gets released. I got mine a few days early, so I didn't have I did experience it without the patch. Patch comes out, it's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and like you can't take down your review because that's not what it's like when it comes out. It's out now and it's good and it's great.
That was the problem people were saying. The main reviews there I saw was stuff saying like it's being held back by outdated mechanics.
It's not at all.
It's when they announced the Kickstarter.
It's creative as fuck, man. Like it's sorry, you say what you want to say.
No, I forgot now. They said they were going to deliver a game that in the spirit of old platformers that we used to play, like Banjo-Kazooie.
They literally said it's a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. The title, everything looks the same. The name looks the same. It's a play on word of an instrument. They used ukulele in the soundtrack, like they used banjos and whatnot in Banjo-Kazooie. I know I'm like pure comparing it to Banjo-Kazooie, but it's Banjo-Kazooie, and but that's not a bad thing, and it holds up. The characters are fun, the puns are ridiculous. That's what I was going to say.
Do you know what's going to be so funny? Actually, sorry to interrupt, but did you see that Call of Duty announced the next game?
Oh God, I don't care.
I know you don't care, but it's sort of the same. So they've announced it's Call of Duty World War 2.
Okay.
Right. Not once have they said this is going to be like World at War, which is arguably one of the best ones, depending on who you are. But I bet you any money when it comes out, everyone will be saying, "Oh, it's not like World at War."
Yeah.
Even though they didn't say that, it's complete opposite. So they came out and they were like, "Listen, this is going to be an old platform, and this is what it's going to be like." And then the critics are like, "Oh, it's held back by outdated mechanics."
It's supposed to be classic. It's supposed to be a throwback to the golden age of 3D platformers, and it is, and it's great.
People don't take the time to just think about what they're saying. People just
thank you, Second Guts for liking our post.
I'm not sure which one it is, but thank you for liking.
Yeah, so I was on the phone and he was like, should I get it? I was thinking about getting it because like you said it was good and that. I was like, I haven't had like this much like genuine fun like playing a game. Like I've enjoyed playing games for like different reasons. So like Dark Souls, it's like it's fun, but it's a different kind of fun. Do you know what I mean? It's like intense kind of I don't know.
It's self-reward.
That like, sort of like like you challenge yourself and stuff, and like sure, there's like you could compare like challenges and stuff in this, but it is just big open world.
So you comparing Yooka Laylee to
Dark Souls. I will compare anything to Dark Souls. I'll find a way. It's so fun. It's just so much fun. Like I can't believe how fun it is.
Good. I can't wait to have a noodle of it. I think I'm gonna.
Did you get my Snapchat the other day?
Yeah, the innuendo.
They slipped that one in. I was like, that's defo on purpose. That from the old like so. I haven't seen anyone put that on the internet yet. I should go. I'll go back. Oh no, I've already done the challenge. Now he doesn't say it anymore.
Oh. Start a new. I'll do it.
Start a new game. Yeah. Yeah. Right. He said something. There was like a fishing challenge, and he said. Get your rods out, or something. Get your rods out, and you get like you could actually better with his tongue, and because you obviously don't have a rod, you have to like, if you lick the stars, like you sort of like and bring them back in. It's just great.
It's
so
like that
stupid.
Disney style sort of appealing to the older ones, isn't it? Who had sat there watching it with the kids.
Yeah, it's even got a quiz. Like
Excellent.
like in Banjo-Kazooie, it's got a quiz. The characters are great.
I can't wait to start. The reason I haven't started is I've still been.
Make all weird noises. It's great.
I've still
got
been,
minecart challenges in it. It's like
Minecart.
like Donkey Kong Country. It's got minecart, but it's vamped up for this gen, for next gen, man. It's a good game. I recommend it.
Good. I can't wait to start it. The reason I haven't started it yet is because as until this morning. I don't know if anyone saw the Twitter today. What day is it today? The 22nd. I've still been playing Zelda.
24th. Oh, it's only the 22nd.
I've still been playing Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Purely because I made it my mission to do every shrine. Finished the last shrine this morning. Do you want to know the reward you get for it? Did you not check the Twitter this morning?
I checked the Twitter this
morning. Did you see it? Yeah. Oh yeah, well you get like the traditional Hylian tunic, or Hylian tunic. I always
say Hylian as well.
Hylian just seems better, doesn't it?
It seems like that's how it should be pronounced, but I guess if it's Hyrule, Hylian.
Yeah, so boxed Zelda off this morning. I don't think I'm going to go back to it until the DLC now. I was really adamant about filling the compendium up, and I'm actually really close to filling it completely. But then I found out there's a fella who just gives you the pictures if you pay him.
Oh really?
Yeah, so like the blights, the Ganon blights, I missed 2 of them because I didn't realise you're supposed to take pictures of everything until after that. But he just gives you them. So I might go back and try and get the ones I've missed. Like I've got like all the Lionels and all the variations. It's just the odd like bit of fruit and weird stuff to figure out. The animal ones
that was a good game.
Cannot be bothered with. But there's no reward.
That's the thing. I feel like I've done it, and then I've like okay, and then you give me an item. Okay, cool.
It was good to receive the Hylian tunic. It's not actually called that. It's called it's called Cap of the Wild, Tunic of the Wild, and Pants of the Wild, whatever they're called. On my way to the shrine to pick the rewards up, I was like, I really hope it's some sort of device that lets you use your divine beast powers unlimitedly, because I'd love to be able to just take off Rivali's Gale as much as I wanted.
Rivali's Gale.
And I saw a post that was like the reward you get for. That's a good thing about clickbait. Actually, you can read stuff without being spoiled. Because I saw like a post, maybe like by Game Ninja or someone like that, and it was like the reward you get from finding every shrine in Breath of the Wild is actually really useful. I was like, oh, useful. I thought maybe unlimited access, and it's a hard feat. Some of them are just a pain in the arse. Not the actual shrines, but getting them to reveal, because some of them are shrine quests, aren't they? So I was like, I wonder if it's that. And then I was on my way there before. I was like, it's definitely going to be like the Bow of Light or something. Like unlimited arrows. I got there, there was 3 chests. I was like, opened it, and it was just that. I was like, it looks nice. But why didn't they give me it in the game?
Why do RPGs reward you with the best stuff in the game when there's nothing else?
Metal Gear Rising did that. Sort of ruin the experience. Well, not ruin the experience, but the copy of Metal Gear Rising that I got was the game pre-order version. It come with like Grey Fox's costume and Grey Fox's sword. Grey Fox's sword kills everyone in one hit, or not necessarily kills them, but in terms of limb damage, it cuts limbs off instantly.
Right, okay. So
I put Grey Fox's suit and I was like, just like Cyborg. This is sick. Running around with the X blade, I was like, well, the high frequency blade, whatever it's called. Cutting people to bits. I was like, wow, this game's sick, cutting people everywhere. And then I was getting like D rankings and stuff for all the chapters. I was like, why am I just getting D rankings? I'm not even getting hit, and I'm just doing it so quick. Yeah, you get a penalty for using that. I was like, okay, I'll go back. I'm good at this. Now, when you use a regular sword, you realise it's actually more challenging.
That's a shame.
But,
well, it's not a shame, really.
It's super fun to play as Grey Fox. You just run through people, and it's like the platinum game sort of drum and bass soundtrack, and you just run through. It's so good. But yeah, that's again another tangent. So that's why I haven't started ukulele yet. But I might start it tomorrow when you pop off to work.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So yeah, that ukulele. Game Boy.
Yeah.
28th anniversary on Friday.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah. That's cool. 25.
28.
28 even.
Yeah, I go home to like shoot the Instagram post.
Oh boy, that's old.
And I was like, oh jeez, the Game Boy is 19 years old today. And then Jordan, who we live with, did the math. He was like, if it came out in 89, it's not 19. I was like, oh yeah, 28. You're 23. I'm 23 in June. 23. So our entire lifespan plus 5 years, 6 years on top of that. We're really bad at maths. I am.
I can't think. My
it feels like
so fried.
And it's true. Like sometimes you say, "Oh, I feel like this has been my life, my whole life," but it actually has.
Yeah. No. Same. I mean, I had a Game Boy Color.
I was just about to say. I wonder when we were born in. I had the Game Boy Pocket. That was my first one.
I had the Game Boy Color, like the see-through purple one. I'll never forget it. Those were the days.
I had like a matte blue one. Actually, no, I had the same one. Actually, a see-through purple one.
I just remember, like, you know, my mum and dad's house in the living room, and there's like the chair, and there's the couch, and then the TV's over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the TV, like, all my, like, the TV, whatever TV we used to have, as we've got different, always been there. That chair's always, like, not that specific chair, but there's always been a chair there and a long couch there, and the ale cabinet's always been there since I can remember as a child. Obviously, different wallpaper, different, you know, it's changed, but the positionings have always been the same. I will never forget.
I wish I had a house like that.
I will never forget. Just as a kid, I'm sure I've said this before. It's just embedded in my brain, and like the TV would be on, my dad would be watching something. I'd finish school, or it'd be a weekend, and I'd sit in the living room, and on that chair there, I'd like have my head this way, like facing the door, and my legs over the arms like that, and I'd sit there, just play Pokemon Yellow, hours and hours and hours of just walking around, catching Pokemon, doing the Elite Four over and over and over and over again, just to level up my Pokemon. It's just hours of fun. Like, you know, I didn't need anything else. I used to play out with my mates, and I had that.
It was amazing. The earliest like memory I think the Game Boy for me is a funny one because I did play it at home, but not hardly as much as on holiday.
Yeah, same actually.
You know, if a new game came out for it and I got it, obviously I'd play it at home. But if you look at the Instagram post, you probably, if you've got a keen eye, you'll probably be able to spot a few knockoff games that I've had since I got them. We used to do a family holiday every year. We would do two, one in the summer, one at Christmas, and we'd always go to Tenerife at Christmas. Same hotel, same resort, sometimes even the same room if we were lucky. And if you went to like Spain or anything in the late 90s, there was just, they might still have them actually, I haven't been in a while, but there's just an abundance of these tech shops, and you can see them a mile off because they're extremely luminous.
Yeah.
They like light the entire street. It's like badly stretched Nokia logos and Nokia emblems, and just everything. They have glass cabinets in the doors. They always had that distinct smell, and it was always the smell that the cardboard had with the Game Boy games.
Right.
So you walk in and you're like, oh, you just get that smell because every year, you know, your mum's getting you a new game, and you'd walk up to the cabinet and they'd just be like, all the boxes laid out like this, all the fake games just all laid out.
You get knockoff Pokemon cards which had like gold borders, and there were stickers. They were stickers.
Oh my god,
it
was just the height of just fake shit. Like it's got a charm.
I'm totally with you.
I love playing them old games now because it's like at the time these were real games to me. Like these were games that existed. You know, we didn't have the internet to compare. Like, oh, if you guys played, you know, 265 in one, like it didn't exist, but no one knew. And they were all labelled differently. So I've got a belter cart upstairs for the Game Boy, and it's like 360 games in one. There definitely wasn't 360 Game Boy games at that time, at least. So what they do is they'd have 11 games on the screen. You'd have like Toy Story, you know, Jungle Book, Hugo. Like you'd have like 11 games, and then you go to the next page, and game 21 would be called Toy Man. It's just Toy Story.
Toy Story again.
Yeah. Sometimes with different sprites, which is interesting. I've got one upstairs as well. Might be from the same thing. And it's Super Mario, so it's like Super Mario first game, no problem. Go to the next one, Super Link World. Go on it. It's a Link sprite, and you play as Link, which is like in a way the earliest form of homebrew. Because people will still make games like that now. They'll mod Zelda games, sort of Mario, or Mario, like the first Mario with Peach and Luigi and stuff like that. And it's crazy to think that Spanish people did that. Like,
that's
20 years ago.
Thing was like, as an adult, you got to think like someone did that. Someone like sat down and programmed that. Who? And then put it on a cartridge and sold it in a seedy shop in Spain. Do you know what I mean? How does it get there?
I've said this before. We're a design snob. We feel like I've earned the right to, because we're a degree in it. But sometimes I look at people's designs for things, and I just think they had to look at that and think that's good, and then they clicked render and they uploaded it, and then
I do the same thing if someone uploads a cover, like a guitar cover or a vocal cover or whatever, musical cover, and it's bad, like it's really bad. It's not even like it was quite good, just a little couple of mistakes, because I'm like that. Like obviously I make loads of mistakes. Everybody does. We all do. But if you're shit, do you know what I mean? Like even if you're shit, but you've not been playing that long, you just, and you're dedicated and you're willing to practice, and or you're showing your improvements and stuff, that's cool and that's okay and that's encouraging, and I totally support you. But if you think you're amazing and you like sing a cover of fucking John Legend or some shit and upload it to the internet thinking I sound dead good there, and you sound awful and you haven't practiced, you've done nothing to help yourself, sort it out, get a life, listen to yourself, listen, like how it's like you must feel like how I feel. I feel like, how do you have ears if you, and you can't use them? You must feel like, how do you have eyes and not see that is so bad? Like
some people just aren't aware of it. Like it's simple as that.
I'm not slagging people, like, well I am, but I'm not slagging people off for
being bad.
not having like like being incapable of doing something like good in something that, like, in terms of something that they want to do. Like say they want to design a logo and they've done a shit one. That's gutting, because
it's just review it.
You should just you should, like, instead of skipping and uploading it and thinking it's good when you know it's shit, or if you don't know it's shit, you should be able to tell that it's shit. Like you need to do your research, or sort it out.
The one that I always get
really frustrates me. Although at the same time it makes me laugh. So
the one I always get, which really annoys me, is people often ask for feedback on logos and stuff, and I'm more than happy to help and offer feedback. So like they'll send a logo to me and I'm like, okay, maybe this needs doing, that needs doing. You send it
constructive feedback,
and then they say to you, oh well, I'm not a graphic designer. I say, well, don't. For starters, you've came to me for feedback. Like I'm lending you my knowledge.
I'm trying to help you.
Like I'm not saying, oh, you've done that wrong, and then it's like they would come up with an excuse like, oh well, I'm not a graphic designer. Of course it's going to be shit, but it's like, it's not. I'm telling you how to improve it, and you're not listening. You're just going to post it anyway. But again, we're not here to rant and rage.
They don't want to hear that. They don't want constructive feedback. They want you to tell them that they've done a good job. Oh, you're not a graphic designer. Well, considering that's a really good job.
If someone spent 3 hours, because some people working their way around
stop it from being
Photoshop. So you spend 3 hours on it, and you say, oh, this needs changing, they're going to be annoyed because it's like, oh, I've just spent 3 hours thinking that looks good. But like, I don't know. Back to Gameboys. I don't even know how we ended
I'm
up there.
fuming, mate.
So yeah, that was my earliest memory of Gameboys, was going into shitty Spanish shops and getting a new game every holiday to keep me occupied while my mum and dad drank in the pub. And I've got some crackers upstairs. I'd love to make a series on
You're going to say I've got some crack upstairs.
I've got some crackers.
Smoke. Have a smoke.
But yeah, all sorts really, even boiling it down to playing the Game Boy with the lads who we used to play out with over the road, and like, you're there, all the tricks. Oh, if you've got Mew, you go to the truck. And
the truck.
That
String.
And then, the Cinnabar Island trick with the rare candies. And we were in that, like, you see a million YouTube videos now. Ooh, the rare candy trick on Pokemon Red or Blue or whatever. But we literally were in.
Yeah, we lived it, man.
Yeah, exactly. It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I just want some kid to come up to me and say, like, "Hey, mister, tell me a story about the old days." And I'd be like, "Oh, sit down, kid." And I'll tell him a story about the old days. Yeah, and I'd be like, "Can you believe these things used to have buttons?" Wow. I know.
Well, how did you type stuff? You didn't. You had to direct the cursor over the letters. That must have took forever. It did. And if you made a mistake, or you were going all the way to that back button, and you were going all the way back to the letter you meant, and if the game didn't let you jump from this side of the keyboard to this side, it was a bad game. If you had to traverse the entire keyboard, no.
Angry Birds! My God! Back in my day, we were lucky to have bloody Snake too.
The Nokia.
I still love Snake too.
Yeah,
so much.
The Game Boy. Happy birthday, Game Boy. 28 years.
Love the Game Boy.
Can't wait for the Game Boy Mini for the 30th anniversary.
Really, I remember the Micro.
I've already got the Game Boy Mini. It's Spanish homebrew card.
El Vino.
Should we wrap up?
Just a little bit of a wrap up.
A little bit of a wrap up because I'm so hungry.
Yeah, I've got to get back to this baby.
Thanks for watching, as always. Follow us on all our social media. If you're lucky enough to follow us during recording, we will thank you personally. That goes for any social media. We really want to push social media as well.
Totally. We really wish we could stream live this
What?
podcast.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and test it.
Okay. We'll try.
Basically, we live in a really rubbish area for internet.
To be fair,
we're in the city centre. It makes no sense.
I know. And there's not. I've tried. There's nothing we can do.
There's no options.
Ideally, like a day like today, when no one else is home, except
when the internet
us.
usage is minimal.
Yes, that'd be good. I'm off next Saturday. Actually, this is totally. We should just wrap up before I start.
Let's wrap up. Let's talk about when
schedule.
Yeah, so follow us on all our social media. It's No Spoilers UK. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, please subscribe. It helps us out a lot. We're almost at 100, which is not a lot.
We just want you to watch our content, and we can be like, "Oh, someone watched our content," and like. Oh,
we want you to engage with it. We want you to see the stories and leave your stories.
Yeah, we want to read stories and go, "Oh, no way!" And then we want to tell
these stories are like the passion that drives me in this industry. It's like I'm not just into games because it's a fun pastime.
If I can't scuba, then what's this all about?
All these stories and experiences, they amalgamate in my soul, and that's like what drives me to do this sort of stuff. Like I love it a bit.
Feel the passion; it's burning right now.
Oh wait, we got a quick one. It's just a message. Never mind.
Okay.
We should really just filter it so it's followers. We'll see you next week.
Bye.